Hey guys, this is Jerry. So, I don't know about you, but those people sitting behind me are super into astrology. And I don't know why. I don't know why you believe in fate and all these ambiguous little things based on pseudoscientific methods, but they're very into it. So, Emily, tell me, why? What got you into astrology?
Why?
What got you into astrology?
Because this world is so confusing, and you always want some like guide, but you don't want it from some particular person, so you turn to astrology.
But the thing about astrology is that it's so vague, right? It's so vague that you could
It,
you could give it to anyone and they'll find certain elements of truth in it.
well, if you want it to be vague, it could be. But if you like do more research and learn more basic concept of it, then it can give you very detailed map of something you want to explore. So it's like how to say it can like doing math, you know.
But even with the map, I find that the map is so vague. Like you pulled up my signs today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot of things in there that every single person on earth can relate to.
There are some part people can relate to, like they would talk about your relationship with your mother or females in your family, just two directions, good or bad. That's the if you say this is very vague, well, that's the part that's vague about it. But if you got details about it, you know more concept like two like two planets in your astrology map. If you want to talk about the angle of these um, two planet, they probably mean different things. Something only you have, while other people don't have. So it totally depends on how deep you understand about this whole concept.
So what you're saying is, if you really go deep into all the planets in astrology, you'll
Mm-hmm.
actually get something very personalized for every single person.
Yeah, it can be very detailed. Like if you're a very professional fortune teller in astrology fields, you can even like got a map like what's your future husband look like? Like is he long hair, short hair? Um, is he Asian? Is he white? Is he much older than you or younger than you? It could be very detailed. And
But
then,
even that seems pretty vague, though. Like for you, it seems detailed, right?
mm-hmm,
Old, young, old, like older, younger, long
mm-hmm.
hair, short hair. But even that seems to me very vague.
Well, then if you like hang out with a group of friends, you will probably pay more attention to the guy or people your astrology map indicates. So it's kind of helping you make choice when you don't know how to choose and what to choose.
So what Emily's saying is potentially what astrology does is in a way it creates what's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like life is pretty vague, right? So it creates a set of guidelines for you. So you kind of fulfill the prophecy. You kind of fulfill what your charts say. So in a way it's not like it's predicting you, it's giving you a path to go. So you see what I'm saying? It's not really a prediction, it's more like a self-fulfilling prediction.
Well, some things are more likely to happen than other things. So it's still like, um, uh, I don't know, 概率论. Um, yeah, something, if there is more possibility that this things, it's more likely to happen, if you choose this path to go, life probably it will be more easy. It will be easier for you. That's
I
that's what
see.
people are looking for.
I'm thinking about it from a psychology standpoint. Maybe what it means is if you go along with certain quote unquote self fulfilling prophecies, it does make you happier. So maybe that's what astrology is. It's just creating certain self fulfilling prophecies for yourself. Right? Because your life can go any way. I really believe it. I mean, there's certain things. There's cultural. There's genetics. There's whatever random situational things. But I I really don't believe in fate. But maybe if you do believe in fate and then live out these pre-planned lives, maybe you actually end up happier because you're like, oh, this was my path all along. I have no regrets.
Yeah.
So has astrology helped you find better friends or a mate or given you happiness?
Not giving me happiness, but when I turn to astrology, I would feel that I don't, I'm not that confused when I have to face a lot of choices. Like, should I go to find a job here? Like if there are two job offers, and one job offers it's in certain location and the other one is another location, and then astrology said, okay, go this direction, go to the north part of country instead of the south part of the country, then I would probably follow on the like instruction of astrology. I would go north part instead of south part.
Ooh.
But eventually I feel the two jobs, probably there's no big differences between the two jobs, or the outcome would be the same eventually. But at the point, I would feel like a more security.
See, it almost gives you a spiritual reason. Because last time I had to search whether to do this or that, I just kind of did a little cost-benefit analysis, right? It's like, what are the benefits of this? What are the costs of this? And I don't know if I made the right decision, because how much do I know about my own cost-benefit, mind, right? So maybe it's better to leave it up to some sort of spiritual energy.
Well, there are a lot of things very mysterious.
Yeah.
Like, it's not astrology. My mom went to a fortune teller when I was 3 years old, and they said that something bad is gonna happen to me, especially on my face. It's like you're like that's something really bad that's gonna happen to me in a certain age in my life. And then when I was 9 years old, the whole family went out traveling around, and then my mom fell off, and like she hurt her jaws very badly in that trip. And then that was exactly the year fortune teller predicted, like 4 or 5 years ago, something's gonna happen to bad. It's gonna happen to me. So we went to the same fortune teller, and she told us my mom actually took this bad thing for me in that trip.
Oh, I see. So the fortune teller predicted a bad omen that was going to happen to you,
Right.
but the time it was supposed to happen to you happened to your mom.
Yeah.
So the fortune teller, when you went back to the fortune teller said, "Oh yeah, you see, your mom took the bad omen from you."
Right. That's what she said. So we thought, wow, that's...
So what if she's justifying it post hoc? It's like you're telling her now, so she's making up another reason.
Well, it could be,
Right?
but
Could be.
but she just like pretty, like the time, the time the bad thing happened was exactly what she predicted.
Oh wow! Now the thing is, see, if she named a time, maybe during that time your parents were just a little more like weird about it, right? Because so it's, you see the self-fulfilling prophecy part of it. So they know something's going to happen, and when you know something's going to happen, you're not acting normally, and you make it happen. You see?
Okay, I see what you mean.
So it's almost like there is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If people do believe in all this stuff, right? They self-fulfill it, and I'm not saying that it's wrong. Mm-hmm. It's almost good to, if you tell yourself you're going to make $1 million and then you fulfill it by living that way and going that way and making $1 million, then I think that's good.
But in other word, if you are a believer of like the purpose, I mean if you are a believer of like willings, like self-driven like personalities, it's another superstition. If you believe that you can do anything, if you believe yourself, instead of some other natural like power or some other strength, if you deeply believe that it's all because you believe in yourself, then nothing can explain what happens in this world.
I see. So what Emily's saying is it takes a lot of faith to also be completely intrinsic as in your sort of control paradigm, right? It takes a lot of faith to say, I'm out of control. Everything around me is the thing that's controlled. I'm just a little agent living this life on a chessboard that's being played for me. But it also takes a lot of faith to say, look, it's all me. I control everything. I control my actions. I control all outcomes. And so everything is internal locus of control, as they say in psychology. That's very interesting. So at both ends, it requires faith.
Right, like a lot of people, they jog in every morning. They believe they can control the health condition of their body, but still a lot of things unexpected would happen to their body, even though they control their weight, control the diet very strictly, following a very strict like menus or things like that. But still, a lot of things that you cannot control will happen to you. If you want to explain things very reasonably one by one, it will take you a lot of energy, and you would be. I don't know if you would be in very peaceful mindset by the time. So it's just like two ways of living your life, I believe.
Yeah, they say people with an external locus of control are actually happier, right? Things happen. It's not my fault. It's just what fate intended. People who are religious, people who have faith that way, that's the Almighty Lord. It's whatever testing me. So maybe, I think it's probably good to find a balance, but maybe it's good to slightly tilt in the external locus of control. But then I think that goes against a lot of what I live for. But I see why it creates happiness. Mm-hmm. Even though in a very weird way, certain aspects of Chinese society are very internal locus of control. Because for example, when it comes to academics, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, you didn't study hard. Oh, you didn't get the 100. It's all your fault. It's not because the teacher hated you or whatever. There are other smarter people in the class. Mm-hmm. It's because you didn't study hard. Right. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. So with academics, Chinese society seems to be very internal locus of control. But maybe, like for example, for romance or even for career, it's a lot more external locus of control.
Right. Exactly.
So I guess this is a sign. It's not a balance because there's certain aspects that are very extreme in both directions. But I think American culture is very internal locus of control until something goes wrong, and then it's external locus of control. It's very hard for an American worker in the workplace to take responsibility for himself. Oh yeah, I messed up. It was my fault. Blah blah blah. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Yeah, people would say it's all because my family, when I was very young, I had such trauma or something that turned me into the person I am today. So that's not my fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing.
Yeah, I remember Jerry telling me about this.
Come, they can't hear you. They can't hear you.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
No, you have to talk here. They can't hear you.
Yeah, I remember you telling
me. What she's saying is, I a lot of times like to talk about my parents and my childhood, and that's sort of my external locus of control, right? I'm saying a lot of who I am, a lot of my decisions / my reactions to problems now is still shaped by how I was raised and how, it messed me up a little in the head. So that's an example of external locus of control, and I agree. That's a very valid assertion, but one of the things I try to do is, especially on this channel, I really want to learn from it. Okay, how do you move on from it and how do you get better from it? So I'm trying to take more agency, trying to take more internal locus of control from my childhood. So that's absolutely something I am doing. But I will say you're right. Sometimes I do still lean on that too much to justify certain things I do. So it's absolutely right.
And also to the society. It's the government, it's the president, it's those silly politicians up there, instead of me driving my life into this direction.
Yeah. This was a deep conversation. So ultimately, what's the lesson? I don't know. Life is complicated. Just go your own way and learn and keep an open mind. I think that's a very, very general type of lesson. Do you have any other lessons we can learn from this talk?
Nothing superstitious.
Nothing
It's
superstitious.
It's just we're trying to find an inner peace.
Yeah, everyone's trying to find inner peace. So go through your life. Try not to hate too much. You know, a little bit of hate probably helps get you through the day, but don't hate too much.
Yeah.
No. Or just don't hate at all. I mean, honestly, you can't go through your life just loving. It's impossible just to go through your life on positive energy. Your brain needs a balance. You need some negative energy, right? Or else you're just going to be one of those weirdo yogis. So, but it's all about balance. How do you like this? This was very deep. I didn't think the conversation would go this deep, but
I don't know if your audience is gonna like this.
I think they're going to love it. They like it when I go deep.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys are into astrology or into fate, into I Ching, into any of this stuff. And I've made videos in the past about internal and external locus of control, but let me know what you think. Do I personally talk shit about my parents too much? Like, what do you guys think? Yeah, thank you guys so much. Leave a comment, press like, etc.
Peace.
Peace.